This video has been automatically generated from an article written by Martin Freiland, that's me, on martinfreiland.com. On January 20, 2026, the message comes that the Ukrainian capital, Kiev, would have been the target of Russian airstrikes again. Media like Reuters report on drones, rockets, explosions, and interceptions by the air defense. This is the story as it is presented to us, a familiar script that is being replayed. When you see such so-called news, always remember that you are completely being fooled. You are watching a carefully produced film production. The true story is that this entire conflict is a staged film production. The locations are not chosen randomly. Pre-cleared areas are always used, where the civilian population has already been evacuated, or where the demographics have been artificially manipulated. This creates a controlled set, a perfect film set for the Hollywood show, that we are presented as war. The explosions, the smoke plumes, the images of alleged damage. It is all part of the cinematography of a global script. Just see what AI can create nowadays. And have you ever heard of Unreal Engine? All kinds of software that can create complete digital sets and imitate complete cities in indistinguishable realism. Nothing is what it seems, and the possibilities are unlimited. All you hear are stories, and the images you see are not to be trusted at all. They must be supported by witness reports that are just as easy to create, or victims that are just as easy to create. And then the experts and generals can score the goal. The media act as the propaganda service for the production studio. Their role is not to report the truth, but to spread the narrative of the epic struggle between good and evil, and thus increase the emotional involvement of the global audience. Alternative media may expose the same lie, but from a different perspective. Everything revolves around maintaining the illusion of conflict, while all actors on the stage, from politicians to generals, follow the same master script. The apparent opposition between Putin and NATO is a controlled dialectic, designed to keep humanity divided and divert attention from the real agenda. The phased implementation of a new, centralized world structure. Therefore, every attack you see is not a military act, but a scene. It is part of the big script, in which the so-called deep state and Team Trump will stage their final act. Without an enemy, there is no tension, and without tension, there is no acceleration. It is the real deep state that orchestrates this artificial hostility to quickly achieve its end goal. And to start a flow, you need a negative and a positive pole. Contradictions and conflict, or at least the illusion of it, are necessary to set the flow in the desired direction. Where would Trump's claim on Greenland, Canada, and other countries be without the dangerous enemies Russia and China? You are being massively deceived. Everything on the world stage is a big wag-the-dog illusion. A Truman Show directed by the real deep state that colors your perception of the world through TV, social media, and bought souls who persuade you or attack and punish you harshly if you ask questions and doubt things. It takes courage to see through the smoke screens and wave away the mist. But once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Okay, that was it again. Share and like this video, and see you next time.